Please welcome Mr. Bala Kishore, a very special guest from Hyderabad. He is presently working as software developer at CDK Global, Hyderabad, and he has been practicing this audio communication since 23 years through BrahmaKumaris. And by education, he has done MTech in computer science and engineering from NIT. And he also has a certificate in business administration from Manchester Business School, UK. And he is a professional certified coach by International Coach Federation. And he was one of the 12 young Indian IT managers from all over India chosen for the Advanced Management Program for Young Indian IT Managers in 2001 by the British government. And he was awarded a Junior Research Fellowship by CSIR. And he has conducted various workshops and seminars across all over India and abroad. Few of the companies which I would like to mention are Audio Power, Infosys, Wipro, Bank of America, TCS, Bangalore Headquarters, Department of Information and Communication, Teamco Dubai, Manipal Institute of Technology, NTPC Power Plant, BSNL Network, and numerous engineering and degree colleges all over India, focusing on topics related to health, self-development, leadership and management, improvement of soft skills, and radio communication. And he is an active participant in several international events that focus on youth, spirituality, and information technology. With that, I ask you all to give your full attention to Mr. Bala Kishore and I feel welcoming on the stage. Mr. Bala Kishore.
One on this side because I'm going to say here. You will see the screen. Okay. So this few weeks ago I was preparing for this emotional health session. I thought 2 hours would be enough. So as I started preparing, there were so many things that I wanted to share that were very relevant for our emotional health. I felt it needed to be split into 2 parts. So that's how last month we had emotional health part 1, and now we are going to discuss about the rest of the things. There's a lot more, but then this should be a good start for us to give a very good idea. If you club what we learned last month and now, it's going to give a very good picture of what emotional health is and what we need to do if we want to become emotionally healthy. So let me just quickly recap what we discussed last month. Emotions are caused in response to a stimulus. It's a feeling that is caused in response to a stimulus. If suddenly a sting comes, you'll be afraid. That fear is an emotion. It is caused in response to the sight of the sting. And that stimulus can be internal or external. You can recall a very happy moment in your life which happened a few years ago and then feel very good now. So the stimulus can be internal or external. Positive emotions promote health. Positive emotions like happiness, joy, hope, contentment, all these promote health, and negative emotions they promote disease, fear, anger, jealousy, mistrust. Somehow body doesn't seem to like any of these emotions. When you are in a happy state of mind, your brain sends an all okay signal to all the cells of the body. It sends a limb signal. When you are upset, when you are under the influence of any of these negative emotions, brain sends a die signal. That's why positive emotions promote health and negative emotions promote disease. And positive self-talk is one of the most effective ways to counter negative emotional reactions. Before you come under the spell of negative emotions, if you are able to hold it, if you are able to have a conversation with yourself and then make the little positive, the chances negative emotions. Just before you get angry, if you are able to ask, is it necessary for me to yell and shout? It's difficult, I understand, because that thought will come after we have done that. But with practice, you will be able to catch yourself. And the positive self-talk is one of the most effective ways. It's a very complicated technique. Because most often, we increase our own sorrow with this negative self-talk. I am not good, I am going to lose, they don't love me. The kind of pain that goes on inside the head. But if you think positive, I am unique. Just because I fail does not mean I miss this. I can succeed. I can do this. So that positive self-talk, it will help you counter the negative emotional reactions. Self-compassion is one of the most essential qualities that one would need, not just to thrive but to survive. It's a very, very important quality. We are all aware of self-compassion's opposite, self-criticism. Yeah? Sometimes we beat ourselves to death. But self-compassion, its opposite, is one of the most important qualities if we want to lead an emotionally balanced, healthy life. How many of you have had or have traveled inside a car? All of you almost, yeah? What happens if the car does not have a shock absorber? What will happen to the quality of the ride, especially in Marathahalli ride car? What will happen to the experience? Can you ride in a car without shock absorber? It has brakes, but it doesn't have a shock absorber. It can. But what happens to the quality of the ride? What is the experience? It can even break your back. Yeah? Self-compassion is this emotional shock absorber that is required for us to lead a balanced life. When that is absent, every single negative emotion or every single negative occurrence in life is going to shake us up from inside and we will experience a lot of sorrow. So what is self-compassion? We will also explore that a little more as we move ahead. And the most important thing which I want you to remember is you have the power to not only control your emotions but also to transform. And in Raj Yoga meditation, we learn this principle as Man Mera Hai, Main Man Nahi. I am the master of my mind. I can control my thoughts. It's just that I need to remember that I am the master. Yeah? What happens if you give too much of importance to your washer plate at home? Of course, as it is, you try to have all your schedule planned around your washer plate's time, not the other way in most of the houses. Yeah? Sometimes in some homes where I visited, I was not able to find out who was the owner of the house. The lady who came to wash the dishes and then keep the house, or the person who was inside the kitchen cooking. I won't make the difference. Because the washer maid was passing over the owner of the house. So if I forget that I am the owner of my mind, I am the master, I become slave to my emotions. So one of the things, one of the principles that we need to remember is I am the master of my mind. I can control it. It requires practice, yes, but it's possible. Very important. Whatever we are going to share in the next 1 to 2 hours, these are all techniques, these are not tips. Okay? What's the difference? What's the difference? Technique is something which you need to practice, which you need to apply, which you need to experiment with, which requires effort for you to get the benefit. These are two of my favorite words, politics, which I love. You need to work consistently and persistently over a long period of time. Again, Rajyoga we call it as lampe samay ka abhyas. Then, in order to realize their full benefits, what I'm going to share, what are the techniques I'm going to share, once you start working on those, you start getting the benefits. Just awareness is not enough. Would you consider somebody a very good cook if that person has memorized every single recipe in the cookbook? You ask any recipe, he can narrate. Would you consider that person as a good cook? Or would you consider a person who can actually cook and serve you? That's the difference. You can change for better, provided you want to change. You took the first step. Sunday evening, instead of spending time somewhere or in front of the all-night television box, you chose to come here. So good, so that's the first step. And this is another very interesting aspect. We are biologically endowed. That means we have all the necessary infrastructure inside our body to develop our emotional health. We'll explore some of those. Okay? Another key insight if we want to become emotionally healthy. And that was shared by the great philosopher more than 2000 years ago. It's not the events but our opinions about them which cause us suffering. Traffic on the Marathahalli bridge, somebody was telling me, I think you must have seen that WhatsApp message. In life, you have to cross many important bridges in order to succeed, and one of those is Marathahalli bridge. Yeah? The traffic will always be there, whether it is 3 a.m. in the night or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. What you choose, how you choose to respond is up to you. You can moan, groan, kick your car, kick yourself, curse yourself, but traffic will not move a wee bit. It will move at its own pace. So it's not the events, but the story I tell myself about those events that causes my suffering or happiness. And we human beings are experts in generating our own sorrow. More than 95% of our sorrow is self-generated. I want you to make a note of it and think about it. 95% of the sorrow is self-generated. Your mother-in-law is not responsible for that. Your daughter is not responsible. Your spouse is not responsible. Your boss is not responsible. No. It appears that they are responsible externally. But the real switch is inside. We are prone to this catastrophic thinking. That's what Mark Twain had to say 100 years ago. Lots of worries, most of which never happen. Yeah? And what are some of the things that wreck our emotional health? Okay? So I'm going to deal with one at a time. Feel free to ask any questions you have. The first one is comparison good or bad? Sometimes it's okay. Is it worthy of having the car or using it? Now what I want you to do is just do a simple exercise. Okay? Close your eyes and try to ask yourself, the last time that you compared yourself to someone, what happened? Tell me whom you compared. You don't have to tell me what you compared. Okay? That's something personal, you can take it. But what was your feeling? And still, we do it. I'll explore some of the reasons. Okay? This was a question I asked 23 years ago when I first started learning. When I saw some of my colleagues who were either happy or sad based on what the other person got, not what they got. Okay? This colleague of mine, I was visiting US sometime in the 98 Jan. And at that time, here in India, we had our performance reviews. So, Monday evening, my time, which is Tuesday morning India time, one of our team members gave me a call and said, I'm very happy. I got rupees X as bonus. I said, good for you. Tuesday evening, my time, exactly 24 hours later, he calls me again and says, I'm absolutely depressed. Such a lousy company, lousy manager. He said, great company, great manager, wonderful bonus, just the day before. I said, what happened in 24 hours? He said, this guy who sits beside me, who doesn't even come on time, who takes off, he's being paid rupees 5. Why happens to be living more than X? And that's what depressed me. Such a silly thing, but we don't seem to understand. Asking this question, now most of your professionals, it's good to ask this question once in a while and reflect on it. How does money in someone else's pocket govern my happiness? If you are happy comparing against that person, will you become richer? If you are sad comparing against that person, will you become poor? These two are two totally different things. You want what you deserve. And so much of our energy gets wasted. The people beside our house, our neighbors got 24-inch television. Either you're going to get 36-inch television or I'm going to it. Otherwise, how am I going to be speaking to the hall? What's the difference between competition and comparison? What's competition? Yeah? Competition is external. Comparison is internal. going to sharpen it. But comparison, it weakens it. Because comparison doesn't change the reality. You are only brooding about the facts. It's here. It doesn't change the reality of event. You remain the way you are. Your care remains the way it is. His or her care remains the same as it is. But this comparison only going to generate a lot of sorrow. It's like chasing the car in front of you. What will happen eventually? You want to overtake the car in front of you on the road. What will happen? Is it worth it? At some point of time, you will even overshoot your destination where you are supposed to go, and your car is going to be empty of fuel. Effectively, you will never succeed. There won't be any growth just by comparison. And yet, comparison, whether consciously or unconsciously that happens, it drains a lot of our emotional energy. Another interesting thing. When you compare, who starts the process of comparison? You start. When you are starting, you are always labeling yourself as second class citizen. Because you are always placing that other person ahead of you, most of the times. There are those few intelligent souls who would want to compare with somebody who is less than them and feel good. But most of the time, it's the other way around. Competition is like playing football against a strong team. And then the head. You have the joy because you have to upgrade your skills. But comparison, it doesn't have any value whatsoever. If the ground is empty, all the goalposts, nobody is there, you are the only one and you are the football. Kick the ball at the goalpost and then say, oh, what will we do? There's nobody else on the ground. Neither you are being part of the opposition team. Absolutely unbelievable. That's like comparing ourselves with somebody else. But comparison in one case is useful, and that is the only case that is useful, is when you compare yourself either with your past self or with your future self. What is it that I want to be 10 years hence? What am I today? Let me compare. And then see how I can bridge the gap. That's the only case in which comparison will help you grow. How was I 10 years ago? How am I now? Okay, I have all these things. Good and thankful. Feeling about that. Most often we don't do that. And this is a good comparison. Even if you do it once a week or once a month, it's useful because it will help you to chart the course. And you simple techniques to overcome this problem. As I said again, these are simple, but they are not easy. What's the difference? We quite often misunderstand both. There is nothing complicated about them, but they are not easy. They are doable. Okay? Recognizing, acknowledging the uniqueness in myself and others. And another mistake we make, we are all equal, we are not same. Is there a difference? We are equal, we are not same, we are unique. Very important. We will explore this a little more when we speak about self-compassion. Accepting that I am not always the best, and that is okay. Projecting yourself into the future. Very useful. Let me share a practical example from my life. This happened about 25 years ago. So I was 25, 26 years ago. I was doing my second year of engineering, and second year, second semester, second math intern. Okay, those are you done your engineering, you have your interns, and then you have your externs. So in the second internal, one of my classmates, her name happens to be Veda, she got less marks compared to all of us. In those days, we used to have 25 marks, so all of us got 24 or 25, and she got 18. She started crying. Crying big time because she was the only one in our group of 10 who got less than 20. All of us got more than 20. If all of us would have got less than 20, her pain would have been so much. Because all of us got more than 20 and she was the only one who got less than 20, she started crying. So then I called her aside and I asked her, are you confident that you are going to pass and then get your weekend degree? She said yes. Are you confident that you are going to go to US and do an MS, which is very interesting? She said yes. Are you confident that you are going to get employed in one of your favorite companies? She said yes. Are you confident that you're going to marry a handsome guy and have a couple of kids, set up a nice house, and you're going to enjoy your time in a nice garden on weekend? She said yes. Now, imagine that you are spending time with your family, future 10 years hence. Look back at yourself. You cried for getting only 18 marks in second year, second semester, second intern. How does it look? She started smiling. Well, of course, she did move to US and today she works in Intel. And she's made out of all things Arkansas. Hands-on, inside is hands-on. That's what she is. So it's very useful that instead of comparing with the people around you at that point of time, it's useful to project yourself into the future to come out of this comparison problem. Because, as it is said in that saying, this too will pass. This too will pass. I am going to move ahead in life. So when you can project yourself into the future and then look back, the current problem, the impact of the current issue will be lessened drastically. Another thing that brings a lot of emotional energy. Next time you are feeling guilty of something, remember this. Yeah? Guilt is simply God's way of letting you know that you are having too good a time. Okay, you are too happy, so it's time to go connected. There's nothing more than that. Why guilt doesn't help is because it's not your mistakes that you are taking. You are taking yourself. And that doesn't help. It drains a lot of your emotional energy. And it's a useless feeling because it's never enough to make you change direction, only enough to make you feel useless. When you feel guilty, you feel weak. You don't feel empowered to correct the mistake you have made. You only feel useless. That's why guilt doesn't help in our progress. We fail more often than we succeed. But still, we never discuss about failure. When was the last time you took your friend chances are that Bala would be stupid. If I succeeded, I'll go enjoy and have a conversation on my success, how I did that, and then how I defeated this competition, all that good stuff. But failure and then coffee every day and then cappuccino, no. I just want to forget about it. This is the key thing about failure. We fail more often than we succeed. Most of your software engineers, it's a feature, it's not a bug. It's not something that you want to throw away, not needing. But we need to change the perspective with which we look at it. It's impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you will as well not fail at all. And that's why I take it out there. You know who she is? She is Harry Potter's creator. And her book, the first novel, was rejected by 30 publishers. And today she is richer than the Queen of India. So if you are scared that you are going to fail, and then you don't start anything, and you want to succeed in every single attempt, you are already setting up yourself for failure. Now what I want to do is I want to show you a small video. Okay? Watch that and then we'll discuss. How many of you think the kid in the video is a failure? And after failure, stupid fellow doesn't even know how to walk. He falls 10 times even before he takes 8 steps. All will run. Yeah? You say that? Will you say that? Why? Why? Sorry? Failure is the first step in success. Or
unless you stop, you fail only if you stop trying.
you fail
Only if you stop trying.
only if you stop trying. But the question here is, why would you not consider the kid a failure?
Because he is trying again and again. He is trying again and again.
He is trying again and again. What else? There is something very subtle. He is trying to succeed. What else?
He was happy every time he failed or he was happy.
He was happy. Okay. You do not consider or you do not label or you do not judge that kid to be a failure because you allow that kid to fail. Because inside your mind to fail, for a kid who is learning to walk, it is natural to fall. There is nothing big deal about it. It's okay. Right? That is the thought that makes us not to brand the kid as a failure. It's that thought process that is the key. Now ask yourself. The last time you failed, what did you do? Did you criticize yourself, kick yourself, or did you tell yourself, this is new, and we didn't start, I failed, so what? Now let me learn. You can say that. And you will be honest. The key inside is when you fail, if you want to make failure as a true stepping stone for success. Okay? Failure becomes a stepping stone for success only when you carrying those stones, it will block your path. So be careful. Okay? Stepping over it means, what is it that I can learn from this mechanic? When you fail, if your focus is on the learning, then it will help you. But when you fail, if the focus is on your feeling, it won't help. Feeling is bad, feeling is miserable. But if you continue to dwell on that feeling, then you will start hating failure. But if you can switch your focus from how you feel to what you can learn, then failure becomes just yet another attempt. Right? And if we can teach our kids the same thing, when they fail, help them focus on the learning part. What else should you do next time? Not how you are feeling. Because feeling is going to be miserable, so there is no point in being dwelling on the feeling. So if you want to learn, simple mistake, simple switch, but makes a big difference. So failure does not mean I'm a failure, it means that's the key thing. I'm not yet succeeded. Does not mean I've been a fool, but I have enough faith to experiment. Does not mean I'm inferior. Sometimes it takes, when you're trying to press, it does happen so. So failure does not mean I wasted my life, it means I have a chance to start over. Failure does not also mean I will never make it, it means I need more practice. And it does not mean the person I have has abandoned, it just means you have a right here. Because if I focus on what you would think by me going back to the first slide, I wouldn't have been able to come back so fast. I would get worried, feel bad, feel really stupid, try to the laptop, try to go to that particular slide and then start from that slide, or try to press the things which would make the situation even worse. But instead, and I didn't do this intentionally by the way, I just pressed the wrong button. But when you focus on correcting the situation, instead of focusing on what others would think or what I am feeling, the chances are you will correct it much faster. And that's where building resilience comes from. You define resilience as your ability to bounce back from failure. And next time when you fail, next time when this negative thoughts start coming, okay, try to start your self-talk with this sentence. I'm going to give you a few more. Take a note. Next time when your self-talk is about to begin, telling yourself how lousy you are, how stupid you are, what kind of nonsense you have done, stop them there and then start with this phrase and then fill the blank. Another alternative is, that's not true because. And another alternative, the more likely outcome is whatever, and I can. We will discuss in the beginning how positive self-talk actually helps us overcome the negative emotional reactions. So you can start that positive self-talk through these phrases. There are many, but these three are the simple examples. And another way to build resilience is, instead of always thinking about the worst case scenario, in any attempt that you are making, try to come up with these three cases. What's the worst case? What's the best case? What's the most likely case? As Mark Twain quit, 95% of our worst case scenarios, they don't actually happen. They only drain you of your energy. Take an example. There is a soldier who received a negative performance review. Now, what is the best case? Or the worst case? He would get any promotion. And what's the best case? His manager made a mistake. He's going to correct it. And it's going to think it may not happen. Yeah? And then what is the most likely case? Neither this nor this may happen, but this is the most likely case. Typically, we human beings tend to think a lot more negative instinctively than think positive. And we tend to catastrophize things. That means think really worst case scenarios and then drain ourselves off that energy. So if you want to become emotionally healthy, step back, hold yourself back, and again it requires practice. It's simple, but it's not easy. It requires practice, which will help you to build that all-important resilience. It is the lack of this resilience that makes people to commit suicide and take their lives because they are not able to take the failure. Because they don't see anything ahead of them. They completely lose hope. And what is it that helps us build resilience in our life and make our life worthy of living is summarized by these 5 letters, given by Martin Seligman, who is considered as father of cosmic psychology. Positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. 5 key ingredients of a very happy life, of a very emotionally balanced life. And as far as it's useful for us to check if we have all those 5 components. Sometimes, every few months to step back and check. The process of self-reflection is very important. And 3 principles of surfing. How many of you know what surfing is? You know what surfing? Surfing. Have you seen the Old Spice ad? Old Spice. It's the aftershave lotion. Old one. In that ad, you would see the guy, taking a small boat and then riding over the waves. That's surfing. It's not swimming. That's surfing. Because they wait for the wave to come and then they surf over the wave. Okay? For every surfer to enjoy their surfing, they remember these 3 principles. If they forget any of these 3 principles, they will never be able to enjoy their surfing. So the first principle, these are all my efforts. If you are the surfer, try to translate this to your own life. If you want to enjoy surfing, one of the first principles is you cannot control the ocean. Ocean is everything that lies outside of you, including my kids and spouse. 95% of my sorrow is generated when I try to control things which are beyond my control. When I try to change things that cannot be changed. So the first principle the surfer would know or remember to enjoy surfing is you cannot control the ocean. That's why as soon as he comes down from the wave, he he knows every wave that goes up is going to come down eventually. And in spite of that wave coming down, why is it that surfer doesn't sit and cry? Because he knows that purpose. What I would suggest is, now that you have seen these three principles, okay, think about the situation that you are currently facing, which is topmost in your mind, and try to apply these principles and see if you can change the perspective with which you are going to look at that problem that you are currently facing and come up with a new solution. Shall we do the exercise? Here's the question. Whatever problem you are currently, which is topmost in your mind, which you are trying to solve, try to apply these principles and then see if you can come up with an interesting solution. Go ahead. Very important. This ability to detach, to step back and then reflect on the situation that is in front of you without getting entangled in the situation is one of the key skills that is required by all of us, whether you are professional or not. As you move up the chain, as a manager, as a leader, many situations will come where you have to act with less information or no information at all sometimes. This kind of process of self-reflection and then being mentally prepared for all those three kinds of scenarios and remembering these three principles at the same time will actually help you to move forward without getting scared. Because that is what will actually help you to become stronger emotionally from inside. Because the unfortunate thing about this emotional health is physical health, yes. Don't eat this, don't eat that, do some exercise, you get a lot of stuff. But emotional health, you have a physical exercise class in school, all of you, once a week, where you are going to play kabaddi, football. Did you have an emotional exercise class? No, right? No, we can't us. Even though they are fundamental to our existence, that's why so many issues. In today's morning session, somebody was saying, United Nations in the last decade's research, what they have found is the age limit of the people who suicide is actually coming down. In the past, people who lived their life, who made a lot of losses, who became hopeless in their 50s or 60s or 70s, they got vexed because of some disease or some losses and they suicided. But today, the age group in which the highest number of suicides are occurring is within the range of 30s. That is, they haven't even lived the life for them to become hopeless. And the reason is weak emotional health. You must have heard about that actress Pratyusha, who recently, she committed suicide. Anandi, the original Anandi, the first Anandi in that series. What is the reason? Not being able to withstand the shocks. As I said, this emotional health, why we should develop and why we should focus on it is because that is the best shock absorber. It's very important that you learn yourself a little lightly. Okay. Okay. Let's take the first principle. You cannot control the ocean. What it means is there are certain things in life which are beyond my control. Say for example, if you are trying to change your manager's attitude towards you, and then you are feeling really bad that he is not changing, he is not giving you good grades, will it happen? He will change if he wants to change. He will not change just because you want him to change. The first principle is you cannot control the ocean. I need to accept it. I gave an example of Marathahalli traffic. There is nothing much that I can do about it. It is what it is. One day they will make it one way, one day they will make it two way. Live with it. You cannot control the ocean. But when I know that, when I accept this principle, the mental agony that I go through disappears. Or it is reduced drastically. Correct? I no longer control the ocean. In swimming, you try to control the water. In surfing, you don't. Because then it doesn't become surfing. So if you consider yourself as a surfer, and your life as a ocean, and you are living as surfing, know that you cannot control the ocean. It's a very, very powerful principle, which will keep you grounded, because you will be able to see the reality and not sit and then brood over the things that are not changing. Right? Every day you go by your car. That day you gave the car for servicing, and then you want to go by bus. You go to bus stop, stand there. Your friends told you that the bus usually comes on time. On that particular day, it comes 45 minutes late. And what you tell yourself? I knew it. Kismat aisa hai, kya kare? I gave the bus today, that's why it has to come 45 minutes late. As if the driver knows that today you have given your car and then you are standing in the bus stop and intentionally he delayed it by 45 minutes. You cannot control the ocean. Every wave that goes up comes down. Let's take the example of newlywed couples. Okay, there's a lot of love, lot of understanding, okay, lot of joy. But as years pass, if that understanding is not there, if that respect is not there, then you start feeling that same feeling is gone. But if you remember the second principle, every wave that goes up is going to come down eventually. Every height that you get within 30 days is going to become just salary. Accept it. Only the first month it's the height, from second month onwards it's to be salary. So whatever good feelings I am feeling, accept it. It's not going to last forever. You don't have to feel bad. Going out on vacation, you've gone there, spent time for 10 days, you went on site, you have to eventually come back. Yeah? I see some nodding heads. How much ever you like, how much ever the Shangri-La that place was for you to go there, you have to come back. Every day that goes up has to come down. Accept it. Instead of sitting and then crying about it. And third is very important, which will really help you to become emotionally strong, is there's always another way. There's always another opportunity in life. Don't allow your tears to cloud your eyes looking at a closed door that they won't allow you to see that another door is already open. Tears do come, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. It's in my hands. That's how these three principles help in life. If I consider my life as serving, that helps. Good. Sometimes you must be saying among your colleagues or you yourself might be like that. Every small silly thing we take very seriously. Very seriously. As if our life depended on it. It's useful. And humor is a very good ingredient to make us emotionally stable. 5 minutes, man. 5 into 63 seconds. We know that what 100 seconds means. Come on. That's very crucial. I told you to get ready. 10 minutes plus 10 minutes. Always watch the end. You can always watch a video. No. And the rest of the 2.5 hours are totally screwed because the first 10 minutes you step late into the theater. Many a times, taking ourselves a little lightly saves us a lot of our emotional energy. Okay? So let me share a few things. I hope you will laugh. Because that's a problem with sharing a joke in the group. Okay? So there was this guy who hails a cab, gets into the cab, and then gives the destination. So the driver keeps driving. And as the destination is reaching, which happens to be a shop around the corner, this guy puts his hand on the driver's shoulder just to give him the direction. As soon as he places the hand on the driver's shoulder, all hell breaks loose. Car, it starts turning topsy-turvy. He goes and hits the bus, he goes and hits the things on the platform. It goes round and after a few seconds of this mayhem, it stops in the middle of the road. And then the driver says, so this focus surprise, what happened? And until now you were driving very well. What happened suddenly? And then the driver, he feels very guilty. He says, sir, I'm extremely sorry. This is the first time I'm carrying passengers. Until today I was driving a funeral car. So that was the first time he was carrying a light passenger. So when he saw the hand come back on him, that conditioning made him feel that something is wrong with that. Okay? Now this lady who's in her mid-50s, she gets diagnosed with an incurable disease. So she prays to God very fervently. God appears in front of her and says, you will survive. She feels so good, checks into the hospital, does all the treatments, stays there, and now that God has said that she is going to survive, she decides to give herself a period. She does some cosmetic surgery, all the good stuff, okay, spends a few more thousands, and then she comes out of the hospital, gets discharged, and while she is crossing the road, gets hit by a bus, and then dies. And then she goes to God and then says, God, you said that I'm going to survive. Why did I die? The God says, sorry, I couldn't recognize you. Okay? And drunkards. We may think that they are lousy, but they are very intelligent. So this guy, he fights with his wife, night before, drinks a lot, and then comes up. Next day morning he gets up and then looks around. Wife is not involved, she's gone already. And then all empty bottles around him. So he picks up a bottle, says that you are responsible for all the sorrow in my life, and prays him. Picks up the next bottle and then he says, you are responsible for all the issues in my relationship with my wife, prays him. Picks up another bottle and then says, you are responsible for all the problems I am having with my son. Praise him. Picks up another Sorry? When these are useful, I'm saying not specifically this joke. It won't make you laugh again because you already laughed. So don't try to repeat this. I'm trying to share is humor. Even if you watch a few good clips on YouTube, funny clips, or really funny jokes on internet, even that will help you become emotionally balanced. It's very good because humor is like laughing. A simple belly laugh, as we discussed last time, it can actually bring down your stress hormones. See parents having their kids, this is what they do once in a while. Especially when they take them around, they keep checking. Nothing is there, anyway we have to check. So next time you have that urge to check your WhatsApp message, remember this. Okay? Good. So what I want to ask you is, are you ready for a few minutes of meditation? You're going to play a tape. Okay? Sit straight, with your back well supported, with your both feet firmly on the ground. Your wish, you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open, whichever way you feel comfortable. Whatever you're doing, you're going to play a tape. Okay? And simply follow the instructions. Because one of the scientifically proven ways to make yourself emotionally healthy is to spend few minutes of your day, every day, even if it is 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or 10 minutes, meditate. So now that you are here as part of emotional health session, why don't we become a little more healthy by practicing few minutes of meditation? Is that okay? Good. So sit straight. Both feet firmly on the ground. Have your back well supported. Feel free to close your eyes, no problem. Just follow the instructions. Who am I? Meditation does two important things. One, it slows down the speed of your thoughts and thinking. You must have experienced that. Yeah? And it reduces the number of thoughts you think. With these two aspects, with these two results, it actually makes you both emotionally and neurologically strong. When you think less and you think slowly, it even changes your brain physically. There are scientifically proven benefits of meditation. One of those is it helps increase the brain activity. And meditation actually helps you to make better decisions. Because it helps you take control of your thinking and reduce the number of thoughts and reduce the speed of thoughts. When you do these two, automatically the quality of your thinking improves by an order of magnitude. That's why when you were laughing a few minutes ago for the jokes, were you thinking a lot or were you thinking less? Check. When you are playing cute kid, okay, small kid, you think fast or you think slow? So, if we can somehow reduce the speed of our thoughts, we can actually take our body also into a very good physical state. And that's what meditation helps. And that's how you get the physical benefits of meditation. Because meditation helps you to do these two things. And that's how it contributes to the emotional health. And in this state of mind that you are currently in, it's good to review how to de-anchor yourself. Okay, you get angry. Now another, this is a tip, it's not a technique which you can make out and remember because it doesn't require any effort. It only requires effort to remember. Okay? More than 90% of our interactions on a day-to-day basis are almost the same. You meet the same kind of people. You go through the same kind of reactions. You go through the same kind of thinking. So if something or someone is making you angry, it's useful to switch on this kind of a day. Before you go in front of that person or before that person comes in front of you, to think about these 7 steps and then see how you can control your anger in spite of that other person coming in front of you and doing something which will make you angry. In simple terms, it's called as you reclaiming your remote. Rather than distributing your remote to everybody under the sun, including your mate, including the fellows cutting you off on the road and then giving the remote, you might say you press and dance. Okay? So the first one is recognize the anger you're feeling. We need to acknowledge, because when you try to suppress it, it's only going to burst inside, it's not good. So recognizing that yes, this person doing these things cause me anger. That awareness, that recognition is very important. And decide what is it that that person is doing that is making you angry. Most often you will laugh at yourself because there is no reason to become angry. Because most of the time you are on autopilot, anger just happens. Decide what is it that's making you angry. And give the provoker the benefit of that. They are also human. They also make mistakes. It's okay. Another proven technique, count to 10 in reverse order before you respond or you react. Because when you're angry, you don't respond, you react. So before you say something, count to 10 and then see whether the quality of what you are going to say changes or not. That's why it is said in the heat of the moment, I said that I'm sorry. Because after things calm down, you realize I should have said that. But the damage is done. To give the provoker the benefit of doubt. That means you think from the other person's perspective and then say, okay, from his side he might be right, I might be thinking that he is wrong. Say for example, you tell your kid, leave your shoes outside the home in the shoe rack before you enter the house. And then he knows. If you enter the house, if he enters the house with the shoes on, your shoes will be off. It will just go. But on that day when he is rushing inside, you give benefit of doubt to the kid, saying that okay, he must be in a hurry, he might want to go use the washroom or he might want to share something that is interesting. That's why he forgot what I asked him to do. It's okay. So you are giving the provoker the benefit of doubt. Okay? Make your grievance known without attacking the other person. So when you feel bad, you tell the other person about your feelings rather than blaming that other person. Say for example, if you do this, I get angry. That's one way of saying. But when you are saying it that way, you are actually blaming the other person. If you do like this, you make me angry. So you better not do that. Doesn't work. Instead, whenever this kind of situation comes and you act in this way, that seems to make me angry. Can you please help me so that I don't get angry? productivity is high in the second case compared to the first one. Reason? Because in the first case, you are hurting the ego. In the second case, you are stroking the ego. In the second case, you are humble enough to ask that other person to help you so that you don't get angry. In the first case, you are blaming the other person. Very simple shift. And then you see the result. And one of the reasons why most of the relationships in today's world seem to fail is for this simple reason. Because we always put the blame on the other person. Yes, he did something or she did something. Yes, you got angry. Those are the facts. But there is a different story you can tell yourself based on the same facts. And then improve the situation. When you are humble, when you give that importance to the other person, then the other person is more often than not more willing to help you. Because you are in the receiving end, you are not blaming the other person. Very important technique which you can use even with your boss, even with your colleagues. That's what it means. Make your grievance known without attacking the other person. Don't talk about what he or she did. Talk about how you feel. You present your side of the story. Then they will understand. Listen. What is the key quality that is required to listen? Patience, okay. Interest, very good. Clue. Rearrange the words in that. Listen, you will get that word. Rearrange the letters in that word. Listen. Silent. Don't be judgmental while the other person is speaking. Half the time, or more than 75% of the time, we don't allow the other person to speak. Don't listen. Why we don't listen? Because we are afraid that if I listen, I may have to change my opinion. Which I don't want to do. That's why we will not even allow you to speak. And that's what explanation is. So if you are silent, if you are non-judgmental, the chances are the other person will listen to what you are saying. This is one of the things that I teach my team members, my direct reports. I tell them, when your team member brings a problem or he comes to ask for a hike or a bonus or a promotion, first listen to the other person's side story. Listen. Don't stop. No, but if I listen, he will think that I have actually approved his desire and I have no reason to approve. So that's why I will not even listen, because I know what is going to ask. Then what happens? The chances are he will become more rigid in his side of the story and he will also not listen to what you are saying. But when you listen, when you acknowledge, you are giving that respect to the other person. And once the ego is strong, the chances are he or she is willing to listen to you too. So listen. We as a generation, we have become get and forget generation. It can be anything, you get and forget. Whether it is teachers, parents, colleagues, siblings, get and forget. But if we can become give and forgive, it will add a lot to your own emotional life. Research shows that those people who do one act of charity per week, one act of charity, will have 30% less chances compared to others in getting a heart attack or getting a heart related disease. And 30% is big. And how do you define the act of charity? and selflessness. It's so beautiful what science is coming around and telling us. Every positive thing that you are going to think and do to somebody else is actually going to come back and help you. In this sense, I quite often say that by all means be selfish, but be truly selfish. Don't be foolishly selfish. When you are truly selfish, you actually become selfless. When you keep moving north at the North Pole, what will you reach? Keep moving north at the North Pole, what will you reach? You will reach the South Pole. Yeah? So if you are truly selfish, you will actually become selfless. Think about it. Next time when you want to become angry, remember what Aristotle said 2000 years ago. Anyone can be angry, that's easy. We all know that. But to be angry with the right person, to the right place, the right time for the right purpose, and in the right way. Practice this and you have the license to be angry. And nobody will complain if you become angry in this manner, including your boss. Okay? Now, this is another very, very important aspect related to the psychological health, which is often misdiagnosed. Psychiatrists can't even figure out that this is a low self-esteem problem. Now, what are the characteristics of this low self-esteem? Looking down upon oneself, have very low opinion about oneself, severe sense of inferiority complex, which we see a lot in even today's kids, unfortunately. Not recognized specialities, but always well on one's weaknesses. Fear or anxiety to take up any new assignment. All are signs of low self-esteem. Constant comparison with younger and less experienced colleagues. See, 6 months ago, that fellow you joined just a year ago is already in Germany. What am I doing? Sitting here 8 years in a stupid company. Only once I went out. That too for 6 months and I was called. I was told for 1 year and within 6 months I was called back. What the hell am I doing here? This other fellow, he just joined 6 months ago and has already gone on-site for 2 years. We already read with that comparison. That constant comparison. Always worry about future. You need to think about your future. But worrying about it doesn't help. Not acknowledging the past accomplishments. Frequently become hopeless and depressed. These are all the qualities of low self-esteem. Even if you go to a psychiatrist, he won't treat for your depression, but he will not treat the cause, he only treats the symptoms most of the times. And this can cause severe mental and physical problems. And why would this come up? Why would this low self-esteem come? The roots are we have those conditioned perceptions which are inactive. Low self-esteem is like a pair of tinted glasses that completely transforms how we interpret the reality, how we interpret the facts. Those are like two fingers which will completely turn things upside down and you constantly keep blaming yourself. Like the example that I gave. On that day when I come for the bus, he comes late and I blame myself. Analysis, synthesis and interpretation of the perceptions are all untrue. And the whole entire video, that is the entire way in which you are going to review your own life is completely distorted because you focus only on your negative stuff. There is something called how you view yourself, it's called self-image. Extremely important. There is this outside image people see. There is something that an image that I have of myself. When that image is distorted, the result is low self-esteem. And unless you give yourself that time and space to reflect, you won't be able to see that self-image. And what meditation does is it helps you to get in touch with that self-image and and then recreate it in a more positive sense. What you just experienced a few minutes ago. And the healthy sense of self-image, that correct perception of yourself, that self-acceptance becomes extremely important for the emotional health. As I said, this is what does the good servicing for your shock absorber. And when the shock absorber is quiet, you can still run the car, you will still be through the light, but you will experience a lot of sorrow, a lot of pain, which is not needed. Does not have I will not or esteem for the present, that is for herself. James is an example like that. So when you have that low self-esteem, your self-image is always cruel. It's always negative. You always keep blaming yourself. And quite often, that self-criticism leads to hopelessness and depression. There is talent, but because you don't acknowledge the talent, you don't even use it. If you're interested, drop us an email. You must have got the email ID 6.bangalore@bkmail.org. We will display that. We'll send you a couple of books on low self-esteem. It's very important that you make yourself aware of this most important psychological problem that is prevalent in the world out there. Whether it is in your own siblings, in your own kids, even in older people, so that you can start helping them. And if you are one of those who has low self-esteem, you can work with yourself too. Because this is one of those conditions which literally wreaks havoc on your emotional health. Okay? And the most important thing that you need to do to overcome self-esteem is to change the way you look at things. Things won't change. But the way you look at things when you change, okay? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Let me illustrate that, okay? What do you see? What do you see? Go ahead, speak up. Okay? It's holding the brain. What else do you see? Birds, very good. What else? Water, very good. What else? Grass, very good. What else? Couple of legs. Yes? You're able to see those legs? The cross? Yes? Okay. Now, remember this. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now watch this and tell me what you see. What do you see? What is this? Fish. And what is this? Boat. Yeah? And what is this? Trees. And what is this? Something like an island. Grass. Yeah. And the water has actually become like the horizon now. When I change the way I look at things, it's exactly the same picture. I turn it around, that's all. I just turn it around. When I change the way I look at things, the things I look at change. This was not visible. This boat was not visible. The trees were not visible. Because I was looking at them like this. But when I change it, suddenly new things start appearing. That's why it's very important that you change the way you look at yourself. You should practice for a few minutes of meditation. Develop that positive perspective. Start exploring those positive qualities that are already there. The fish is always there. Right? The fish is always there in the picture. The boat is always there. It is just that I have to change my perspective in order to see that. It's exactly the same with all the positive qualities inside. When I change my perspective, I start seeing newer and newer things in me. When I start removing those masks, I will start seeing who I am. And that process of seeing those qualities helps me to repaint my self-image, which is far more empowering, far more positive, far more beautiful. And then I start looking at myself in new light. I don't depend on someone else's judgment. I start creating my own picture and see what that leads to your emotional health. So meditation is one way, one very effective way, which helps you to change the way you look at exactly the same things. You will go to the same office, you will live in the same house, you will do the same job. But once you start practicing meditation, the internal story you are telling yourself about these things may change. And when you change your perspective, your perception changes. When your perception changes, the experience of reality changes. Reality isn't changing, but I can change the perception of the reality, and suddenly everything starts making sense. Let me give you a specific example. I had this colleague of mine, a big member of mine, who had to cross 7 traffic signals. In Hyderabad traffic is bad, but it isn't as bad as it happened. As that car is bad. Okay? So he had to cross 7 traffic signals, and every day it's the race against the traffic signal. Before he turns right, he has to cross. And anytime the red signal falls, he used to curse himself. So by the time he reached office, he would be already exhausted early in the morning, because he would think himself, and again, you ask, the first principle of surfing, you cannot control the ocean, you cannot control the traffic lights. Okay? Then he started attending the meditation course that I was doing in the office. Then I taught him this practice. Each time the red light appears, assume or think that that is the time for you to remember yourself, and then start that meditation for those few seconds. Red light, that's traffic control. Think that I am soul, I am a peaceful soul, I am a beautiful soul, I am a loveful soul. You can still stand there, see the red light, and then reality is that red light. Then also it was red light, now also it is red light. But now you use it as an opportunity to remind yourself how peaceful, how beautiful, how loveful. Those couple of seconds to sit and then do the meditation on the road. And when he comes to office, he is completely fresh. There is no animosity, there is no anger. Did he change the traffic signal? Did he change the time for which the traffic signal turns red or green? Did he change the number of traffic signals on the road? Did he change his path? What did he change? That's what meditation does. It transforms the internal processing of the external information. It's not the external information that creates the experience. It's the internal processing of that external information that creates the experience. And we tend to forget, which is what I reminded you right in the beginning. I have the power to rewire my internal circuitry. I can do it. Provided I want to do it. If you are happy being sad, go ahead. You will see some people who never want to change, who will always try and say the famous quote, right? The famous sentence, I like this only. Okay. Have fun. But if you want to grow, if you want to improve, know that you have the capacity. And that brings us to self-compassion. What I was talking about, the most important shock absorber to help us withstand the emotional shocks in our life. Self-compassion is made up of 3 things. One is self-kindness. That is treating yourself the way you would treat your friend. Very simple. Knowing that I also deserve my own kindness. Do I deserve my own kindness? Do I not deserve my own love? That's self-kindness. Common humanity. Whenever we face an issue, the interesting thing is, we think we are the only ones in the house. Everybody else is happy and the only one who is unhappy. No. All of us, to a certain extent, are sailing the same boat. All of us go through the same problems. So we don't need to get carried away by the Facebook post. When you are sad, you won't take a selfie and then post it on the Facebook and then say, see how lousy I am. No. So don't get carried away watching your friends post thinking that they are the happiest people, wonderful vacation they had, but who told you that she suffers? And the expensive dress got stood up because she could handle herself and the water washed her shoulder on the beach when she was sitting there. She would post that. Yeah? So common humanity is to understand and acknowledge that it is intrinsic for humans to make mistakes. I am not alone. Everybody goes through these phases. It's fine. Now I am going through. That's why it is said, in happiness, you can afford to be alone. But in sorrow, if you have a company, it reduces the impact. So this common humanity helps you to get that company. Even psychologically, if you tell yourself, that's fine. I'm not the only one who's got fired. I'm not the only one who received a B rating or zero expectations rating. That's fine. There are others. So the common humanity helps you to be more compassionate with yourself. Mindfulness, what we have been discussing. Ability to do this self-reflection. Reduce the speed of the thoughts. To be able to detach from the situation and then observe the facts and be able to transform the story you are telling yourself about those facts. So without getting entangled with the emotions, you are able to step back. So the ability to step back is what meditation provides. Okay, so these three together is what we call as self-compassion. And what are scientific benefits of self-compassion? It improves resilience. Why does it improve resilience? Because now it is psychologically safe to fail. You are no longer scared of failing. Because now your focus is on the learning, not on the feeling. Because you have allowed yourself to fail. Recall the video of the kid. You allowed the kid to fall. That's why you never considered the kid as a failure. Improves self-worth and thus self-esteem. Decreases stress and improves productivity. Yes. Mindfulness means being mindful of what you are feeling without getting entangled in it. That means there is a space. Somebody does something. Take an example. Your kid walks in with the shoes inside the house and that makes you angry. So when you are present, okay, now that it is entered inside the house with the shoes on, I am getting angry. Detach myself. That is being present. That is mindfulness. You are able to watch yourself by detaching yourself. And that comes to practice. That means you are not on autopilot. You are in control of your own emotional reactions. Okay? Okay. Well, I stop here, I guess. Before I move forward, maybe I will skip this and I will share a few things for us to be happy, a few insights. Okay? So let me start. Interesting question. What do you folks think? How many of you think that success brings happiness? Raise your hands. I have a tricky question. Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you think that happiness brings success? Good. succeed, but that does not mean success brings happiness. There are lots of studies that show when you are happy, the chances of you succeeding improve. It is not that only when I get next increment, when I move my job, get higher pay, buy a Honda City, then I will be happy. No. Because most often, we misunderstand happiness with pleasure. Happiness is pleasure plus engagement plus meaning. It's not just pleasure. You get your car, you feel happy. How long does it last? Until a nano comes and kicks it from behind or from front. Until it's first day. Yeah? So we misunderstand pleasure and equate it with happiness. And then we think that's where this money is needed to be happy. Yes, money is required, but money is not the only thing that is required. That's why you see people sacrificing happiness to earn money with this view that money is going to bring happiness later. How sad. Money is a means to happiness. Money itself cannot give you happiness. Money can help you buy a few things which are going to give you happiness. The end goal is happiness. It's not money. Somewhere we, misunderstood and totally screwed up the equation. We thought money is the end goal. No, money is not the end goal. It's called the mistake of what we make in terms of maximizing the medium. Money is the medium through which you can make happiness. But money is not the goal. If you want to be happy, if you want that sense of accomplishment, start with small things. If you search on YouTube called Zorro Circle, you will see that practice of that Zorro getting trained by his master. He first draws a small circle, teaches him how to stay within the circle, and then starts increasing the circle. Because you start with small wins, and then start adding value to yourself. Anything you start small. 20-second rule. If you want to change yourself, if you want to inculcate good habits, try to see if you can reduce the amount of time it takes for you to follow that good habit by 20 seconds. Just 20 seconds. It drastically increases the probability of you following that. Say for example, for 6 months you have been telling yourself early in the morning you want to go for a jog. But something else happens and you say tomorrow. And you say tomorrow. So the 20-second rule, what it says is, before you go to sleep the night before, sleep in your jumpsuit. Wear your socks. Keep the shoes beside your bed. So that as soon as you wake up, you can put your legs into the shoes and you can start walking. That's the 20-second rule. So the probability is, you don't have to change clothes, because by the time you change clothes, your body can change. And then it's an aspect. So that's what the 20-second rule says. Anything positive you want to do, you want to read before you go to bed, keep the book beside you on the bed. If you make it to walk to get the book, the enthusiasm is lost. It won't happen. So the 20-second rule says, keep the book beside you, beside the pillow. So that when you stretch your hand, it's there. Now there is no excuse. But you have to get up, open the cupboard, and then pull the book like that. And another 20-second, the same 20-second rule says, if you want to avoid bad habits, make it difficult by 20 more seconds. As soon as you go home, you wash the television. Sit on the couch, start channel circuit. And you say, every day you tell yourself, this is is not the stupid thing, I should not do this. Go hide the remote in the attic. Go hide the remote consciously in the morning before you go to office. So in the evening when you come, the remote is not there on the table. You have to put some effort to get the remote. And within the 20 seconds, you can regain your composure and say, take a elbow spot. So you add 20 more seconds to do something bad, you reduce 20 seconds to do something good. And the probability of you actually doing it increases. That's what 10-second rule says. It's very simple. Yeah? Don't be a loner. Loneliness is another worst thing for emotional health. It's very stressful. Research in the last 30 years on loneliness shows that it is as bad as actually taking poisons inside your body. Because it's so stressful. It impacts your heart, it impacts your lungs, it impacts your thinking, it impacts not only your mental health but even your physical health. So go out there and meet people. And one study found that those people who remain healthy even late into their 60s, one of the most important qualities that separates them from their peers who are less healthy is by the number of friends they have. Make friends, meet people, invest your time in those social connections because it actually helps you in turn. Don't be a loner. Don't put yourself retreat into a shadow. Okay? Keep gratitude journal. Let's do the exercise. Think about write 3 things at this point of time that you are thankful for. Just 3 things. What you are thankful for. You are thankful. Here. Read it again. Read it once again. How do you feel? They're always there. Contentment is not complacency. Contentment is the ability to enjoy what I already have while I aspire for something more. You have a Sancho, enjoy it while you aspire for a Honda City or a BMW or whatever the latest and the greatest car that you want. You don't have to delay your Santro if you are aiming for an I-20. You can enjoy the Santro as long as it is there and still aim for I-20. And the contentment comes by paying gratitude to what you already have. You have a 19-inch television, enjoy that while you aspire for a 40-inch television. You don't have to keep thinking about 40-inch television and then keep cursing your 19-inch television. And research shows those people who keep this gratitude journal and write those 3 things that they are thankful for, whatever happened in the day, during the daytime, they are far more happy, far less prone to depression, far more healthier, far more productive. By just recalling 3 things that have gone well during the daytime and they sleep well. And it's so simple. It doesn't cost much, does it cost nothing? Does it cost much? Cool. That's all I have for today. Thank you. If you have any questions.
This is all we have with people and we, after some time we will forget all this.
Very good. Just to help you so that you don't forget, we have a meditation center where we are offering weekend meditation courses. Okay? And we also have a mobile app for you. BK events. You can install the app and you can attend these weekend meditation classes so that you can meet people who will continue to up your enthusiasm so that it doesn't go down. It always stays up. So you have the like-minded people who are the volunteers who organize all this stuff. And this is an option. Or this is a gift that you can give to yourself. And like many things in life which are beautiful, this is free. So now you have the choice. Now you can't help it. Yes.
I have a question regarding the meditation. So it's true that when you meditate, the number of thoughts reduces. But for me, I'm experiencing this for some time that yes, it helps me a lot, but most of the time, I'm not able to control the number of thoughts thinking or it actually I'm not able to meditate. So what are the things that I need to try to do that I also meditating in this session? I was trying to control my mind, but it happens. This is like for long I'm trying to do that.
One very important aspect is you need to learn to be patient with yourself. For so many years, you allow the mind to run on its own, and now you are trying to change the direction. So it is natural for the mind to resist. And one technique that will help you is you can do 2 things. Just before you sit for meditation, this little bit of instruction to yourself that yes, even if I am not able to control my thoughts, it's okay, I am learning. Okay, that reduces your expectation. Second, whenever these thoughts come, visualize them as the scenes in front of a screen and they are passing. When you try to involve in them and control them, when you pay attention to them, they'll start playing havoc. But when you simply allow them to pass, just sit there, allow them to pass, the speed automatically reduces. So as beginners, when you try to meditate, it happens to all of us and it happens to all of us with no. You will get more headache, sometimes you will feel sleep, or you will get frustrated and say, like, this is not for me. Be patient. Allow them to pass. Give yourself that space, that time. And with practice, that is one of the reasons why repeatedly I try to lower your expectations. It takes time. So you are on the right track. What you are feeling is what we all felt common humanity. Okay? So don't blame yourself. Yes.
Maybe how many minutes you have to meditate?
Research shows that if you can spare at And the longer you can, the better it will be. Even if you can split that into 2 halves, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes in the evening. Yes. Good. So for those of you,
thank you so much. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Bala. He came all the way from Hyderabad to facilitate this session. And we are very glad to have 1.0 extension today. And thanks a lot, dear all of us, for coming and helping us to as in between, one of the brother was asking, and even at the start of the presentation, Mr. Bala shared that it's not a technique, it's a technique. When you say technique, it means I have to put a lot of effort to transform myself. And I have to put effort, definitely I have to invest time in that to get transformed. So that is the reason of very useful, and we are choosing the topic based on the feedback, what we are getting from the audience. So we are aligning those topics, then we are coming back to the topic. But meanwhile, we have meeting sessions. The timings and the addresses mentioned, you can take photo of it, or if you have given the correct email IDs and not the false, then you will get a presentation. Okay? And I would request, if you are not willing to give the email ID, absolutely fine, we accept that. Don't give the wrong email ID because it's extra overhead for us, keeps bouncing again, we need to remove from the database and all that stuff. But we do conduct this, and this is like the 15th or 16th session in Marathon that we are doing, and we have covered not many topics. And now, very soon, we will be also launching a site where we upload all the audios and the presentations so far happened from past 14 months. So we will soon update you. The next session will be on June 26th Sunday. So please mark the calendar. The next session, June 26th. And these are the weekend sessions. And here, what the request I would like to tell you is, please mail this email ID 1 or 2 days before to the slot that you would like to do. For example, if this coming Saturday that you would like to attend some meditation, then at least by Thursday you send a mail. Then one or volunteer knowing that particular language will be available for the slot. Okay, so if you can, you have a specification of Tamil, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, you can specify the language, and we are right here, volunteers who know the languages, and we can specify. Okay, and today, do you like the session?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Because we like these things and we all like-minded team and we are serving, we also encourage you to get your friends for these kind of sessions. So maybe next few sessions, we are planning for more of the interactive sessions and we also planning for workshops. So I request you all to get all of your friends or circulate your friends for this good cause. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you so much. And yeah, upcoming session is on June 26th. Any of your friends at Kalamandir area, we can attend your previous academy. Okay. So there are 2 days. The same day, same session. So you can just share the address if any of your friends are interested. Okay. Thank you so much, and I will request for your feedback. And yeah, feedback. If you have any questions that you would like to ask to the speaker, you can email to this email ID. Bangalore at we all the questions. And for the correct email ID you send, you send presentations, video, and as well as the books that Mr. Bala was mentioning during the session. Thank you so much. After filling your feedback form, I would request to just check this Android app, BK Events Android app. You will get easily in the Play Store. So there you will also get a notification that where and what are the events happening on today, so that you get updates.